In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, a new chapter in human history began. This was a time when civilizations were forming, and the world was on the brink of monumental change. God called upon a man named Abram, later renamed Abraham. He was chosen for a purpose that would transcend his own life and impact countless generations. This was a divine summons, a call to leave behind the familiar and embark on an extraordinary journey. Abraham was asked to leave his homeland, his family, and everything he knew. God made a covenant with Abraham, a sacred agreement that would shape the destiny of nations. This covenant was not just a promise but a binding contract that would influence the course of history. He promised Abraham a land flowing with milk and honey, a place of abundance and prosperity, a land he would inherit and pass down through generations. This land would become the foundation for a great nation, but the promise went beyond earthly possessions. It was a promise of legacy and future. God assured Abraham that his descendants would be as numerous as the stars in the sky, a multitude that would form a great and mighty nation, forming a great and mighty nation. This nation would carry forward the values and faith that Abraham embodied. This nation would be a blessing to all the peoples of the earth, a beacon of hope and righteousness, a beacon of hope and righteousness. Through Abraham's lineage, the world would come to know the principles of justice, mercy, and faith. Abraham, filled with faith, answered the call. He trusted in the vision that God had laid out for him. He left his homeland and ventured into the unknown, guided by his unwavering belief in God's promises. Trusting in God's promises and the unseen future that awaited him. His journey was not just a physical one, but a spiritual odyssey. This act of obedience marked the beginning of a new era, an era defined by covenant and unwavering faith. An era defined by covenant and unwavering faith. Abraham's legacy would endure, inspiring countless generations to come. Abraham's faith was not a passive belief, it was tested and refined through trials. His journey was marked by moments of profound trust and obedience, each step drawing him closer to the divine purpose set before him. The greatest test came when God commanded him to sacrifice his son Isaac. This command was not just a test of obedience but a test of Abraham's deepest faith and trust in God's plan. Isaac was not just a son, he was the embodiment of God's promise, the heir to the covenant. He represented the future of Abraham's lineage and the fulfillment of God's promises to him. Yet Abraham, with a heavy heart, obeyed. The weight of the command must have been unbearable, but his faith in God's wisdom and goodness never wavered. He journeyed to Mount Moriah, prepared to offer Isaac as a burnt offering. Each step up the mountain was a testament to his unwavering faith and absolute trust in God's plan. As Abraham raised his hand ready to strike, an angel of the Lord stopped him. In that moment, the heavens intervened, and Abraham's faith was acknowledged. God had seen Abraham's unwavering faith, his willingness to sacrifice everything for his Lord. This act of obedience was a profound demonstration of his trust in God's promises. Isaac was spared, and a ram was provided in his place. This substitution was a powerful symbol of God's provision and mercy. This event cemented Abraham's legacy as a man of unwavering faith, a model of obedience for generations to come. His story continues to inspire and teach the importance of faith and trust in the divine. It revealed the depth of his devotion and the unwavering trust he placed in God's promises, even when they seemed impossible. Abraham's ultimate sacrifice remains a timeless testament to the power of faith and the profound relationship between man and the divine. Isaac, the child of promise, grew up in the shadow of his father's legacy. Though less prominent in the Genesis narrative, Isaac played a crucial role in continuing the covenant line. He married Rebekah, a woman chosen by God, further solidifying the divine plan unfolding through their lineage. From their union came twin sons, Esau and Jacob, two brothers who embodied the complexities of human nature. Esau, the elder, was a skilled hunter, a man of the field. Jacob, the younger, was more introspective, drawn to the tents and domestic life. Their birth set the stage for a family saga filled with rivalry, deception, and ultimately reconciliation. The dynamics between these brothers would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the destiny of their descendants and the future nation of Israel. The rivalry between Jacob and Esau came to a head over their father's blessing. Isaac, nearing the end of his life, prepared to bestow his patriarchal blessing on Esau, his firstborn son. However, Rebekah, favoring Jacob, intervened. She devised a plan, a deception to secure the blessing for her younger son. Jacob, disguised as Esau, approached his father and received the blessing intended for his brother. This act of deception had profound consequences, creating a rift between the brothers and setting in motion a chain of events that would shape their destinies. Jacob fled, fearing Esau's wrath, and embarked on a journey that would lead him back to his homeland, transformed by his experiences and encounters with God. Section 5, From Shepherd to Prince Jacob's Journey and the 12 Tribes. Jacob's journey was marked by both trial and triumph. He worked for his uncle Laban, married his daughters Leah and Rachel, and fathered 11 sons. After many years, Jacob returned to his homeland, encountering his brother Esau in a moment of reconciliation. God appeared to Jacob, renaming him Israel, meaning he who wrestles with God. This new name signified Jacob's transformation and the birth of a nation. His 12 sons became the patriarchs of the 12 tribes of Israel, a people destined for greatness and chosen to carry forth God's covenant promises. Jacob's life, though marked by both cunning and faithfulness, ultimately pointed towards the fulfillment of God's plan for a chosen people. Section 6. A Dreamer's Destiny, Joseph's Path to Power and Forgiveness. Joseph, Jacob's beloved son, was sold into slavery by his jealous brothers. This act of betrayal set in motion a remarkable journey that would lead Joseph to a position of power in Egypt. Through a series of trials and tribulations, Joseph's God-given ability to interpret dreams led him to Pharaoh's court. He rose to become second in command, saving Egypt from famine and demonstrating extraordinary wisdom and leadership. When his brothers, driven by desperation, came to Egypt seeking food, Joseph was faced with a profound choice: revenge or forgiveness. In a moving display of compassion, Joseph reconciled with his brothers, recognizing God's hand in orchestrating his seemingly tragic circumstances for a greater good. This act of forgiveness not only saved his family, but also paved the way for the Israelites' future in Egypt. Section 7. Through Trials to Triumph, Themes of Faith and Divine Guidance. Throughout the patriarchal narratives, certain themes emerge, weaving together the stories of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Faith in God's promises, even in the face of adversity, is a constant refrain. Abraham's willingness to sacrifice Isaac, Jacob's wrestling with God, and Joseph's unwavering trust in the midst of hardship all exemplify this unwavering faith. Divine providence, the idea that God is working behind the scenes to orchestrate events according to his plan, is another central theme. From the choice of Rebekah as Isaac's wife to Joseph's rise to power in Egypt, we see God's hand guiding the patriarchs' lives, even when their choices seem to lead them astray. These stories remind us that even in the midst of human weakness and flawed decisions, God's purposes will prevail. Section 8. The Foundation of Faith: Genesis's Enduring Legacy. The book of Genesis, and particularly the stories of the patriarchs, lays the foundation for the entire biblical narrative. It introduces key theological concepts that resonate throughout Scripture: God's covenant with his chosen people, the consequences of sin, the importance of faith and obedience, and the hope of redemption. The patriarchs, though flawed and human, become archetypes of faith, their lives illustrating the complexities of human nature and the transformative power of God's grace. Their stories provide a lens through which we can understand our own relationship with God, reminding us that even in our imperfections, we can be vessels of his purpose and grace. Section 9. The Seed of Promise. Genesis and the lineage of Jesus Christ. The significance of the patriarchal narratives extends beyond their immediate historical context. These stories are not just ancient tales, they are foundational to understanding the broader narrative of the Bible. They point forward to the coming of Jesus Christ, the ultimate fulfillment of God's covenant promises. Each event, each character, and each promise made in Genesis finds its ultimate purpose in the life and mission of Jesus. The lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob leads directly to Jesus, the Messiah, who would redeem humanity from sin and establish a new covenant. This genealogy is not just a list of names, it is a testament to God's faithfulness across generations. Through the faithfulness of these patriarchs, despite their flaws and failures, God's plan of salvation was set in motion. Their lives, marked by both triumphs and tribulations, show that God can use anyone to fulfill his divine purposes. Their stories remind us that God often works through ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things. The everyday lives of these individuals, their struggles and their faith journeys are a powerful reminder of God's intimate involvement in human history. The book of Genesis, in its entirety, serves as a testament to God's faithfulness, His sovereignty over human history, and His unwavering love for His creation. It lays the groundwork for the entire biblical narrative, showing us the origins of God's relationship with humanity. It is a story that continues to resonate across millennia, offering hope, guidance, and a glimpse into the heart of the divine. The lessons from Genesis are timeless, speaking to the human condition and God's eternal plan for redemption and restoration.